What is going on, y'all? It's the Caveman. I'm here with Football with Oz, Austin, for episode 30 of Against the Blitz. And we're full on in the offseason now. So we're going to get creative. We're going to spread our wings and start a series where we kind of key in on individual players, defensive players, offensive players, and just kind of look at some of their bigger numbers to see whether they're legit or not, kind of thing. And we're starting with Trey Hendrickson, the NFL sack leader. And we're going to get granular with every single sack he had and give a score based on what we felt like. Was it truly a Trey Hendrickson sack? Was it a sack where someone kind of, pressured him into him and he kind of got the cleanup? We're going to get into it with a point system. I'll let Austin break that down. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to break this down and do some real film review, which is something we haven't done yet.
Yeah, I'm excited to do it. But for Trey Hendrickson, we have a 3-point scale. So 3 points is like a clean, fast rep where you just dominate the tackle in front of you and get to the quarterback and the play clean. 2 points would be more like a coverage sack. So it takes a few seconds for you to get to him. It wasn't a clean win, but you played with enough effort and you finally got to the quarterback. But it's still worthy of points. 1 point would be where, your teammates do most of the work and the quarterback kind of just drifts into your lap and you don't really do much to score the point, but it counts as a sack. And then 0 points would be like the Brett Favre, sack where he, laid on the ground and Michael Strahan touched him and it counted as a sack. But that would be worthy of 0 points on their scale where, the quarterback does all the work for you.
Yeah, who was that? Who was the sack leader at that time that crashed?
Gastineau.
Yeah, there was
he's been crashing out for 40 years.
And he believes that's the sole reason why he's not in the Hall of Fame or something, because he didn't have the sack record anymore. I'm like, buddy, did he confront him? Confront Favre?
I think
he
confronted him and then went on a full documentary about how it was supposed to be him. He was supposed to be the greatest defensive end ever. But Strahan took that from him somehow. But then TJ Watt also just did it.
Yeah, I think
so. It wouldn't have mattered.
I think Favre thought he was kidding at first or something. It was a really awkward interaction, but he wasn't kidding, and he's like, "Oh shit!" But it's funny because Favre is Favre is an asshole, so it was funny.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to confront Favre, do it about his fraud. Don't do it about don't do it about his jeans or his sacks.
All right, There's a word for it. I just wanted to find it beforehand. Is it a quick pressure it's called? Because there is something that is classified as a regular pressure and then a quick pressure. I think that actually is logged. So that's kind of what number 3 is. I think the correct verbatim is literally that's quick pressure.
Yeah, in my mind, when I'm looking at a 3, I'm looking at just a quick, easy rep where the tackle you make the tackle look bad. Mm-hmm. Where, with a 2-pointer, the tackle might have done their job, but you just had so much hustle and you had some extra time from your secondary to get to earn you a sack. But yeah, 3 is just, to me, a dominant rep. Either, you put the tackle on the ground, he barely got to touch you, you got the sack in under, 2.5 seconds. That to me is worthy of a 3.
Yeah. It's called quick pressure, literally. So, and Trey Hendrickson did lead the league in quick pressures. They're classified as under 3 seconds as pressure. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we will be looking for 3s. So let's get right into it. All right, rep number 1. This is sack number 1. This is week. Did they play?
I believe it's week 2.
Week 2.
Yeah, because they played the Patriots week 1. I think they played the Chiefs week 2 in Arrowhead. So this was the first sack of the year for Trey Hendrickson.
They fucking lost to the Patriots and kicked me out of my damn survivor pool week fucking 1. Asshole Bengals. I knew they were going to lose that game, and I still picked them. So Trey's at the top of the screen. He's going against Kingsley. God bless me.
Mataya is how I believe to say it. He was a second-round pick out of BYU for the Chiefs last year, and his first task was lining up against Trey Hendrickson, the sack leader, in the Chiefs' first big game of the year. So it didn't go great for Kingsley, but it went well for the Chiefs. But regardless, we'll see how this play turned out.
Yeah, prefacing, I at least haven't gone through and watched them all back. So this is the kind of my first time in a way.
I have not, but I've seen all of them because I'm a Bengals fan. Yeah, so
yeah, he got right through. I mean, that's
quick rep for Trey Hendrickson.
He just straight bull rushed him. I mean, he didn't even, he showed no respect for Kingsley at all.
Right. So he's lined up out wide like very out wide. I think the Pacheco route was kind of designed to get in the way of Trey a little bit,
Yeah.
but Trey kind of takes inside leverage on that and just legitimately pushes this 21-year-old tackle directly into Mahomes. Like
I
that's
don't
a three if I've ever seen one.
I don't think Kingsley had a chance here. I mean, this probably
No.
what was this? Oh, this is actually second quarter. So this is 2nd and 9 with 52 seconds left in the quarter. So obvious passing situation. So Trey obviously took advantage of that. And Kingsley just doesn't even really.
He just gets directly under his pads, rips under his hands.
It didn't even look like he got his feet down by the time Trey.
No,
he never got him set.
I think he felt the running back behind him, got a little weird with his feet. It was a weird route. It kind of disturbed his pace, but yeah, he still had no chance. Hendrickson was back there before Mahomes even was in the back of his drop.
Yeah, that's
legitimately his back step, and he is on the ground. Yeah,
that's an easy 3 with the maximum amount of points. NFL Pro has 16 sacks listed. It depends on which site you look at, 16, 17. So the max amount of points would be what? 16 times 3. Help.
I don't know. I can't do math. You kidding?
16, 32, 48, right?
Sure, I'll go with that.
Yeah, close enough. Sack number 2. This is also against Kansas City. We, in this situation, have a 2nd and 6. This is 8 minutes, about 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and the Chiefs are down by 2 points. So this is a big drive. And Trey Hendrickson, once again, he's not even got his hand in the dirt. This man's like,
he is just sprinting. Like he's going to come off in a full sprint off the line. He does have a little bit of help. Yeah.
Wow.
It looked like Pacheco was going to help for a second, but he dipped out at the last minute. Went for a route. But yeah, he went full outside leverage, fully long-armed. He long-armed the left tackle all the way to the 25-yard line, and then had an easy walk right to Mahomes.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
so
I mean, he got out.
I would also probably categorize that as a 3 because I mean, long-armed the tackle completely behind Mahomes.
Yeah, wow.
To the point where he was able just to wrap him up with very little effort.
It looked like Jawan was getting ready to push him around the arc, and then he just kind of took a step inside and and he literally like stiff armed him. He stiff armed him out of the way, and Mahomes had no idea.
Using a long arm is Trey Hendrickson's like number one move. Like he doesn't have crazy bend, he doesn't have crazy burst. Like he just will get under your shoulder pads and use his length and just push you behind the quarterback. It's ridiculous. So it's not pretty, especially because he doesn't wear gloves. Like he just looks a little ugly out there.
Yeah, he's the least like
is that still Kingsley? Because I know Kingsley came out in this game at some point. I don't know if they put somebody else in for this rep. This looks like Kingsley again. So again, the second round raw rookie has to go against the most productive pass rusher in the NFL in his second start.
Yeah, it looks like the way he starts his get off, it looks like he's getting ready to try and get around the outside, and I think that's what Kingsley tries to compensate for.
Well, he starts with the outside leverage there.
Yeah,
he has both of his hands on Kingsley's outside shoulder pad, but puts them both inside, turns him around completely.
Yeah, wow. He was just manipulated,
and then just fights him.
Oh, that was beautiful. Yeah, it looks like he's completely going around the outside, but his first contact is middle chest, inside shoulder, and then Kingsley just has no leverage on that side, and he just paws right there.
Drives Mahomes into the ground, tackles him by his neck. Yeah,
poor Kingsley's PFF grade this game was, bro.
Oh, not good. There was a lot more pressures in this game too. It was just these were the only sacks.
Jeez, yeah. Trey had a day, and they lost this game.
Yeah, not because of him though.
No,
it was probably more, the idea to have your 7th round rookie safety out there on the biggest play of the game over Jordan Battle, which is also like one of the main reasons why Lou Anarumo got fired, because people hated his decision making in this game.
Well, that's another 3 points for Trey, so he's already up to 6. He's got the max amount of points possible so far. Feels like a week 4 game, but it might have been 3.
It definitely does.
All right, here in this situation, we have the Bengals and Commanders. Trey's first and I believe only sack of this game comes with 6.5 minutes left. It's 1st and 15 on the Washington 50, and the Commanders are up by 5. So this drive is huge. This is a big drive.
Against another rookie tackle in Brandon Coleman, it looks like.
I believe you would be correct. Yeah. Well, they have all sorts of guards instead. Brandon Coleman is the only like true tackle on this line. It's just Cosme, Wiley, Algeretti and Biot. I can't remember pronounce it. I hate names.
Yeah, he's a center. Yeah.
Well, Trey does get Brandon Coleman at the top of the defensive front.
Yeah, this time he's the guy with his hand in the dirt.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different rush plan this time. But
oh wow.
They really sped that one up, but
he even got help from the guard. And
the burst never failed. Yeah, they went for a little bit of a double team, but he just took the inside completely.
Wow.
I would label that another 3 because that was an uncompetitive rep from the rookie.
That was the best sack we've seen out of the 3 so far. I mean, the guard couldn't even get off the block in time to help him because he just shredded through Coleman's inside.
The one thing I'm noticing about Trey in all 3 reps is like he does do a good job of setting up the outside. Like he makes you think he's going outside or going to bull rush you. And he sets you up so well by getting up inside your pads and then has an easy lane once he creates that separation. So like
those first couple steps, every time it looks like he's about to go around the arc and he's quick
off the line. But it's like his hands are like the first thing you notice. Like he is completely heavy-handed but quick-handed. And he's like it's almost like the quarterback, like it's how the quarterbacks look at the safeties, like to kind of like throw them off with their eyes. He's throwing off the tackles with his hands.
And his first blow of contact is like powerful too. He's not just getting hands on him. He's pushing these tackles back, and they're getting off balance so easily because of his first strike. It's just so it hits their chest, and because of the manipulation of going from outside to inside and changing that leverage, they just get thrown off completely. I mean, that's another easy 3. We'll look at it from the end zone angle. I mean, holy shit. I mean, I knew Trey is good, but this is I have not dug into Trey Hendrickson SACK tape like this before. So.
He's just so weird looking, like no gloves, number 91 with a visor, like long black sleeves. This is like the weirdest drip I've ever seen. But yeah, very minimal help from anyone else. Like nobody else can even make it past the line of scrimmage hardly, and he is just back there within 2 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, let's watch everyone else here.
So I don't even know who they are.
Sheldon Jenkins. Wait.
Sheldon Rankins or is it Chris Jenkins?
Sheldon Rankins. I'm sorry. Yes. It's Chris Jenkins.
I think that's the rookie Chris Jenkins.
Yeah.
This was the part of the season where they lost almost every defensive tackle on the roster, so they had to get desperate.
Sheldon Rankins and Chris Jenkins. Am I getting pranked?
Yeah, Rankins and BJ Hill were I think both hurt for this game.
Yeah. So there was also Lawrence Guy's out there.
Oh my god, yeah,
Cedric Johnson.
Cedric Johnson was the second best player you just named. He's better than the Lawrence Guy was the horrible part. Yeah. Cedric Johnson, I like that guy, but
this is brutal. I mean, this motherfucker's probably through a double team with these guys.
Lawrence Guy was a rough. Like he was like our 8th defensive tackle that we had to try and go to, and he didn't even move a muscle.
Oh my God.
He just fell in the pile like 10 seconds after it happened. I know.
I mean, Cosby's not even playing football. Like he's just standing there. Like, is Lawrence even making an effort? Oh, Lawrence, that was a tough rep, even from
not from Trey though. That was still a 3 from Trey. That was a 0 from Lawrence Guy.
Wow, that's a
-2
rep.
Yes, that's how a lot of the Bengals season looked last year. It was like they let Trey rush and everyone else contain, and it was ugly. Can't remember if in this game if this was Andrew Thomas or not.
This we have obviously the Giants. This is the top of the second quarter. 1st and 10. They are up by 7. And we do have Andrew Thomas is healthy here.
So Andrew Thomas, Pro Bowl level tackle, really, really good left tackle. So this is his first big test out of all these sacks because he was facing a couple of rookies before. This is the first like high quality opponent he's faced.
Yes, this should be good. This time
he's lined up outside the tight end on this one.
Yeah, Thomas gets out there again. It's the same move. It's the same idea. He gets the tackle. He gets the tackle trying to book it outside, and then by the time that he gets to meet them there, he changes where his hands end up pulling. Yeah, I mean that wasn't as much power. That was more finesse.
He makes Thomas think he's going fully outside, going for like he almost starts bending, like he's getting ready to bend on the outside, and then just changes direction quickly. But he lines up so far outside, like they had him outside the tight end.
Oh.
I'm shocked the tight end didn't help him at all.
I know.
He just ran a route. Like there was no there was really no effort to chip or really do anything. He just ran his route, which is crazy against Trey Hendrickson. But
I mean, Thomas was in a good spot.
He was, and then he was so far extended on the outside.
Yeah, he overextended is the perfect word.
Trey does a really good job of getting the tackle into depth. Like the tackle ends up like 7 yards in the backfield. Like look at the rest of the line.
Yeah.
They're all where the ball started, but Andrew Thomas is already 4 yards behind everyone else.
I mean, at this point, like if you would show me a screenshot here, I would think that Thomas is in perfect position and Trey's gonna get just completely locked. But
like he's fully bent, like he was bent sideways, and then he bends inside, which is a really weird move. It doesn't happen much, but he has flexibility to start outside, bend inside, and then it's just an easy sack.
Pure athleticism, like able to cross over like that and to get inside of Thomas. Yeah, I mean, there's just not many tackles that are gonna be able to change their weight like that as easily as Trey did. Like once he hits the 20-yard line, he shifts his weight back inside.
So as the quarterback hits like the back step in his drop, Trey Hendrickson already has Andrew Thomas in the backfield. Like right there is kind of where he finishes his drop. He's already like 2 yards from him. Like he's already sniffing on a sack.
Yep. Wow. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd pretty comfortable label this one a 3 as well. Like it really, like the quarterback really didn't have maybe a millisecond to get the throw off.
I don't think on any of these, other than maybe the one against the Commanders, like Daniels saw it coming just far too late. Other than that, Mahomes got clocked twice. He wasn't ready. Daniel Jones is not prepared. Like these are all just 2, 3. I mean, it's probably like 3.5 seconds, but
like legitimately, yeah. If the quarterback hits the back step in his drop, and the edge rusher's like already in his face, I'll count that.
Yeah, I can see why he wants to be paid already. It doesn't take very long. It doesn't take very long. It's
definitely not a talent issue. It's really only an age issue because Trey Hendrickson clearly is the cream of the crop when it comes to like actually sacking the quarterback.
Absolutely. So another 3.
We're only getting 3 so far.
Yeah, we are up to 3, 6, 9, 12 points of 12 possible points so far for Trey Hendrickson. So he's who was that guy that had like 6 sacks that one night for the Falcons? Was it Adrian Claiborne or something?
Claiborne, yes. He had like 6 sacks in one night. Yeah, and then fell off.
Yeah, it literally was never
fell off the face of the earth. Yes. Trey Hendrickson did do that once, but it actually ended up being real.
The Falcons had another edge rusher that led the league in sacks. Was it
Vic Beasley?
Was it Vic Beasley? Was that like 20?
Yeah, it was like 2014. I think he didn't even have that many. He had like 14 sacks.
No, yeah, that's what I was.
Which is why it was like really, really weird.
All right.
Yeah, but apparently people hate Vic Beasley.
Why?
I was listening to like it was like the Taylor Lewan, Will Compton, them talking about how like Vic Beasley's like the softest football player. Like he would quit by the third quarter if he wasn't doing well. Like,
that's crazy.
Kind of makes sense why he only had one good year, I guess, but not Trey.
All right, so another Giants clip here. We are.
It doesn't look like Andrew Thomas this time.
We have under the 2-minute warning. The Giants are down 2 possessions. Obvious passing down, 2nd and 10. We do have Andrew Thomas on the field, so yeah.
Okay. I think he's changed his arm sleeve or something.
Yeah, so it is Andrew Thomas again. We'll see. Can Trey chalk up another 3? Hand in the dirt. Once again, going outside. This time he does go fully around the arm. Just goes right around Thomas.
I think that's the hard part is like when he keeps faking going outside and then he dips inside, like you're kind of prepared for the inside. Then this time he just completely bent around him. Like that is as clean as a pass rush as you get.
Yep. Against one of the best tackles in the game. One of the best pass protecting tackles. I mean, yeah, that's literally when people talk about pass rush plans, that term, I feel like especially around the draft, is very commonly used when evaluating edge rushers. And I don't know if people fully understand what it means. Like people just generally throw the term out. This is it. Like this is a plan that Trey is setting up throughout the course of the game. It's basically like it's like pitching almost. Like in baseball, you're pitching. Like you're gonna throw a fastball, or fastball, changeup, and then you go with a curveball. Like you always are setting up. It's a chess match. I mean, that's how deep it is with these kind of guys, these top tier edge rushers.
Like looking how late in the game this is, and this dude's all like still bursting off the line. Like he hasn't had like a single slow, delayed rush. Like he is bursting off the line and just terrorizing you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just
like once again swats his hands down, bends under him completely. Like his hand fighting, in my opinion, second to none. There's no one that does it better. Like Thomas goes, reaches hands out, swats them down.
Yep.
Gets underneath of his arms. Easy.
Yeah, I mean, Thomas had to let go because it would have been a hold. I think that's what ended up happening. Because he kind of Trey had his hands up right there. Yeah, it's like he's about to get tackled. Wow, he kept his balance
too. The ankle flexibility there to like stay on your feet while being held.
I missed the pause. Yeah, I mean, it looked like
legitimately looks like he's being tackled from behind.
Yeah, I know, and he keeps on his feet. That's insane. And once again, I mean, there's just no one. This is a perfectly clean pocket for everyone else except
like there's just Trey. No. Yeah, like I mean, is that Logan Wilson rushing the passer? Like he's completely like barely has any depth. BJ Hill's still in line of scrimmage. Aside won his rep late. Yeah, he won late, but
because fucking who's 74 is he got his fucking back turned.
Yeah, he got completely turned around.
Greg Van Roten, poor Greg Van Roten.
Yeah, he's like 80 years old, so that doesn't even count. Oh well, they had Osai. He came all the way back in, so he was trying to help with Logan.
Yeah, they looped. Odd decision to why are we doubling? Is that BJ Hill?
Yeah, BJ Hill's a very average pass rusher as a defensive tackle. He's a guy that can win, but I'm not. He did go crazy this game. I will give him that. He went berserk, but I'd rather double, the NFL sack leader.
Yeah, at this point in the game, why is the instant? I mean, they did a good job of recognizing that. What's that? Pratt isn't going straight in, but why is it not? Why isn't the guard kicking out to help Trey? I don't know.
I don't know
either. But another clean 3. I mean, Trey is just shredding tackles right now. Here we have Cleveland, 3rd and 4. So likely passing down. First quarter, though, and the Browns are down 7. So the Bengals have the lead. So nothing too crazy of a situation here. Like Austin said, we are going to be seeing Jedrick Wills at the top of your screen. Good luck, Jedrick. Give us your best.
At least this time they lined the running back up on his side.
Once again,
hopefully help, but he went the wrong way.
Yeah, he just
wrong way, pal. Jesus.
It's just straight clean wins time.
He's
time
just
again.
winning. Like his arms, from like what I keep seeing, are always under the tackle's arms.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gets his hands under your pads.
Yep.
And then he turns it into a hold every time. And they have the decision to let go or just get the 10-yard penalty.
Wow. Yeah, his get off is just so fast. Like the way he forces the tackle to get off of the line of scrimmage themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like you cannot have a false step. You can't hesitate. You can't be a millisecond late with Trey at all because he's on it every snap.
And like if you overset, like we've seen before, he just pushes you backwards and he comes inside. Like if you overset, and if you don't set enough like this, he's going directly under you. Yeah. Once again, gets strong hands on him, rips directly under his arms. Really good ankle flexibility for someone that's like 272. Like he's a big boy,
and
the ankle flexibility is second to none when it comes to guys his size.
I don't even think Jedrick got out there. Like
no,
he didn't.
He's just leaning. He's just leaning on him, hoping to get a block.
He was praying. He was begging there. He didn't even get back.
He was begging. Oh, I didn't even realize they had a tight end lining up in the backfield. I wasn't even looking at that. Like they had a tight end playing running back here.
Jeff Swaim. What are we doing?
Why is
this Ken Dorsey still? Is this Ken Dorsey's offense?
This is Ken Dorsey. Yes.
And people were criticizing Buffalo when they fired that asshole. I was so fucking.
I don't know why.
I hated Ken Dorsey. I'm so glad he's gone.
He's gone again. He's no longer a Browns.
No, he's not. For fucking
he can't stick around anywhere.
And what was Swaim doing?
Did he run he just like run a route across the line of scrimmage? Like I don't understand.
He was like checking to see if anyone needed help, but he didn't.
Yeah, someone did.
One threatening edge rusher, and
it's not Jermaine Pratt. I promise. That guy's so slow.
Yeah, I don't. That's kind of what's happened with Tracy that last play too. It looked like it was kind of a check and release kind of thing, and they're just not checking Trey. They're just like, no, we're good. Yeah,
you should start like if you watch the way he runs, like the other edge rushers are like it looks like they're kind of thinking before they get there. But he has his plan figured. Like he's sprinting at you like he's running a route.
Yes.
And then like he knows his plan already. Everyone else is figuring it out along the way, but he knows what he's about to do.
Yeah, let's
That's
watch
why he talks
outside.
so much shit during the game. Like he talks crazy shit during games.
Josiah's
That's why.
Osai's on the other side. He gets Jack
Look at that.
Conk. He goes straight
Yeah.
inside. Oh,
Yeah, he goes inside. They rush Mike. Is that's Von Bell around the outside?
Yeah.
Who again just fell in the pile like 2 seconds
job.
after it happened. He was praying for that 0.5 next to his name.
Another clean 3. I mean, I did not expect this. I'm going to be honest.
I mean, I didn't expect a lot of coverage sacks from how bad the Bengals were at covering last year, and especially like with how bad their pass rush was outside of him. I definitely expected some clean reps, but Jesus, like by like rep 5 or 6, like you'd expect to see at least one.
Mm-hmm. Well, here we have another Cleveland Browns sack. This is under the 2-minute warning. They're winning by multiple possessions. 2nd and 6, a 2nd and goal. So this is, as obvious of a passing down as it gets, but nonetheless, this
goal line
play,
rep, like it looks like there's 2 tight ends on his side.
We do have 2 tight ends, and Njoku and Akins are out there. Jedrick Wills is still the tackle.
Like they also have a running back playing on Trey's side, so you have three extra players that are capable of laying a chip or some kind of help.
We have yet to see that, other than the Commanders rep where the guard tried to rip off of his assignment and help. We have not really seen anyone try to help these poor tackles.
So there's 3 people that have a chance to help out Jedrick Wills. We'll see if they do it.
Nope.
Oh, this time he takes the inside route.
Yeah, see a little bit of a stunt in this one.
Yeah, that's like the first time like where it was a little bit more designed by the D coordinator.
Yeah. Lou showing up for once here. Oh, it's also Jameis.
Oh,
notice that.
Yeah. So if we played again, you have like he sells it well that he's going to take the outside. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit like that delay that I was talking about, where you kind of make the tackle think twice, make them all overset, and then you sprint.
Yep.
Yeah, it has a clear path right up the middle.
And then he kind of uses, which is the point of the stunt, of course.
It's almost like a running back letting his block set up.
Yep.
He almost let the other block set up successfully to where you'd have a wide open lane.
Mm-hmm.
So all of these really high IQ rushes from Trey Hendrickson so far.
Yeah, this is like he just like stares him down for a second, and he's like,
he completely sells it, and then has a wide open lane, quickly gets to Jameis. No shot of getting the ball off, really.
The first, I won't say Trey didn't do everything, but it was the first one where we didn't just see pure Trey doing.
Yeah, that was like the
first
non-dominant rep. Yeah, it was like the first actual like schemed up rep, which he still like executed to perfection.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, he didn't bulldoze somebody this time. I'm not sure what point to give that, because he got back there quick. It was just like schemed. I feel even good giving it a 2, but 3 wouldn't make me mad about that either.
I don't know. I think it still is worthy of a 3 because he's still executing his assignment. Like,
yeah, he did it quick. Like it wasn't a coverage sack for sure. Like he got back there like in Jameis's face within seconds. So
right, and he didn't really get help.
No,
to bring him down. So I think it's still a 3.
Well, this was the most dominant game, the Raiders game. He had 4 total sacks in this game, but this is against Colton Miller, who is a decent left tackle in his own right.
Well, I don't think Colton played this game. Now that I'm looking,
it's not in this game.
No.
Oh, they have Andres Pete over there. Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, Andres Pete. So
they have him playing this game. That's a tough scene for him.
The Raiders are down 3. It's 2nd and 12. 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Gardner Minshew is the quarterback, and
that was the first quarterback of this game.
Yes, yes, it was.
So again, looking like we're not getting any help from Trey here. I imagine Trey Tucker's not getting over there with his tiny ass. Like, well,
does he? No, he doesn't even try. Oh,
that was a little bit more of an effort one.
Okay, yeah, Andres Pete actually did a good job.
Yeah, like he did his job. It was just actually like pretty good coverage.
I think it kind of looked like Gardner stepped up into inside pressure too.
Mm-hmm. Like he felt Trey's pressure. He just started running. Like he tucked the ball immediately. Didn't even try and extend the play. He just felt that pressure immediately, and then just stepped up away from it. So I think his initial pressure still caused Minshew to freak out. Like, it's very rare that a quarterback will tuck the ball in his right arm the second he feels any pressure, but he did that and started trying to run. Didn't work. Felt those size presence right there. Backed up again.
Yeah.
Right into Trey, who did win the rep ultimately. But yeah, this is the first one. I feel pretty good about it too.
Yeah, this is a whole defensive front sack because you can Osai does a good job of containing the backside, and God knows what defensive tackle this is out there. This
looks like Chris Jenkins.
Is it Chris Jenkins? He does also a good job of penetrating, and he kind of takes away the B gap that it looks like Minshew's going to
splits the double team there. Yeah, Jenkins splits a double team, kind of gets in between both, so it takes away the escape lane. There is an escape lane that Osai, takes inside leverage on. So Minshew tries to bend around the backside, but Hendrickson already won his rep there.
Yeah,
easy cleanup.
Yeah, that's say a 2.
I'd say a 2 as well. Yeah, it wasn't super quick. Like, Pete actually did a pretty good job, containing him for a second. But still, the initial pressure that Hendrickson got was the reason he freaked out and fell in his arms in the first place. So
yeah,
still giving him some solid points.
That was the first real Cincinnati team effort sack.
Yes, the first time, and then this time we got Desmond Ridder because at this point they were losing 31-10. I'm pretty sure Minshew got beat up pretty bad.
Yes, this is late in the game at this point, the mid fourth quarter. So they're just teeing off. The Bengals are just. This is the fun part of football.
Look at the front.
These guys.
Yeah, this is where Lou Anarumo can actually dip into his bag a little bit.
It's Cam Taylor, Britt Preston up there. Who the fuck is that?
Who knows?
Wait, who is that?
I don't even know who that is.
I've seen him run down on somebody. I'm like, who's CTB trying to press? Who the fuck is Ramel Keaton?
Ramel Keaton, yeah, he was their wide receiver 3.
You know that guy?
Yeah, on the depth chart, he was their wide receiver 3 going into this year, which is why they had to draft a receiver.
Ramel Keaton is crazy. I can't even remember a time where I opened the play tracker when I'm just watching my fantasy teams, looking at the games and seeing Ramel Keaton caught a football, or incomplete targeted for R Keaton, the tracker thing. I didn't see that once all year.
Well, you shouldn't have had many Raiders besides Brock Bowers on your fantasy team. I hope you didn't have Zamir White out here. No.
Maybe for a short period, I tampered with that experiment. Yeah. So I assume this is just gonna be pure tee off for Trey. Yeah,
they're hand in the dirt.
Hogs.
Yeah, kind of a good team effort because they sent literally everyone. But he did win pretty quick. But let's see. Let's watch a little replay here. So he comes up quick, gets under his pads again, just drives him straight backwards. Wasn't really a lot of oomph by the tackle to have any kind of anchor or resistance.
No,
just gets driven 5 yards backwards,
straight
right
steamrolled. Holy shit! He was I think he was in the air at one point. I think he had him stumbling to the point where both feet were off the ground. I want to see this.
Good job by Logan Wilson to contain the escape lane up the middle. But immediately bulldozed directly backwards. Had an escape lane. Logan Wilson covers it up. Sack.
Is that a 1?
It looks like they have a different tackle in the game, who I think that might have been Thayer Munford.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so I guess something happened to Pete, I guess. But yeah, they got Thayer Munford in this time, who had a lot of fans at one point.
Would you have given that last one a 1?
I'd probably go 2 because he did just absolutely just destroy the tackle and shove him backwards.
That's true.
So it's still he did it pretty quick too. But a 3 not a 3 just because the other guys won 2. I'd probably go 2 because it wasn't a coverage sack, but it wasn't like he didn't do anything. He dominated the tackle.
That's fair. Yeah, he absolutely smoked him. So if he just kind of ran into it, then maybe, but he didn't. He got to that point himself.
Yeah, so. he collapsed the pocket and then just swallowed him from there.
All right, another late game situation. It looks like Gardner's back in the game. I did not know this happened.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't watch much at this point. They were kind of killing them at this point.
Trey is quite literally on the opposite hash mark, which is just insane. Poor fucking.
Yeah, he's separated by 4 yards from this tackle.
Yeah, Thayer Munford, he ain't getting out there, champ.
Sorry about it, Thayer Munford.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I could have bet $1 million. That's how that was gonna go. Like,
see, I mean, people complain about the Mike Green rep saying like that stuff doesn't happen in the NFL. It does. Trey Hendrickson just gets completely under Thayer Munford, who's like 320 pounds, shoves him on the ground.
God,
big belly bouncing on the ground, and his wife had to watch that. That's terrible. You can't, if he has kids, you can't do that to him.
I mean, you can just see this coming because how far outside he lines up. Munford's first objective is just to get there. And he's not going to be focusing on anchoring at that point. He just needs to get in front of Trey. And he's just simply not good enough to A, he's not fast enough to get out there, and B, and then set his feet and really drive Trey back. He can't do both at once. So he's focused on getting out there. By the time he does, he's just getting scooped. He's just getting scooped off him. Yep. That's
completely under his pads. And just like, I'm shocked that wasn't even a roughing the passer really. with the current state of these flags, because he crushed him. Dude. Poor Minshew. Like, oh my God. Bulldoze of bulldozes.
I thought Minshew was 10.
Oh, that is. I thought Minshew was too. Yeah, that is Ritter.
Fuck number was Minshew?
I don't know. Who cares?
Good, fair point.
I didn't watch any Raiders games last year.
One more Raiders sack. Yeah, that was obviously a 3. I don't think we needed to really.
No, that should be a 3.5 if we're giving those out.
Yeah, honestly.
Give him an extra point just for pure embarrassment. Like that's stained his bloodline.
Oh yeah, that's one of those reps where it's like, Uncle Thayer, what happened week 6 against Trey?
Yeah, that's grounds for divorce. That was rough.
Yeah, I mean, just another late game situation. Trey is literally playing man coverage on the receiver. It looks like.
What the hell is that? Yeah,
like look how
he's in a jam. Trey Tucker.
This must be a 3rd down. I lied. It's 1st and 10. I guess it's just so clearly passing, but it's another like. Oh, he got help that time.
My God, he basketball moved him
and fumble. Well, I need to watch that again. What happened?
So there's a Euro step, it looks like. Like he actually looked like he had a basketball in his hands. Like he comes out, Euro steps, beats him immediately.
Wow.
I think the only reason that even took a second was because he had help, and because Ritter floated to the complete opposite side of the line.
Yeah.
Like he wanted nothing to do with stepping left. He took the ball and just floated right, because he did not want to feel that.
I mean, they barely got hands on him.
Yeah.
Like
he just smokes him again. Ball goes flying into the backfield.
They're, felt him up like he was going through security, and then he just kind of let him go.
Like, I think the only reason that even took a long time was that, and because of just the distance he had to cover once he beat him. He beat him 2 seconds ago and then just chases him down. And then the ball squirting into the backfield is just a cherry on top. And like the tackles do matter, but like, what is this? Why is he Euro stepping? that is an arrogant move. Like his hands are by his chest, like then swats under his immediately.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's a running start. Didn't slow down whatsoever to hit the quarterback.
There's just no false movement. There's no wasted anything. Like,
and if you watch someone that's a little younger, like on the opposite side, Cedric Johnson was pretty promising, but he's a rookie. And like you see a guy like he looks like he's just a maniac. Like he doesn't have a plan. He's just trying to get to the quarterback with effort and athleticism. But when you see someone like Trey, whose hands are so pristine, like he's out here actually hitting hezzies. Like he's legitimately that's such a stupid.
Like he's covering a whole like yard of space with that single running.
It's like literally, it's like he's beating off man coverage. Like
it literally looks like Amir's like the fucking defensive back, and he's getting ready to run a route. That's insane.
And Amir Abdullah just punches him once, and they hopes that's it. Like his 195-pound frame is gonna do anything with that. He just pats the one on his back.
Pats him on the back. Good luck.
You got it, bro. You got it. Stay safe out there.
I mean, yeah, he just completely swats Munford's hand off like instantly. Smell yet? You're gone.
Yep. That feels like a 3 to me.
Cowboys. Okay.
So was this Tyler Smith that we have playing left tackle here?
Let me double check. It should be.
Because I know he was on. I know they had Tyler Guyton for a while, but I think they moved TJ Bass.
Barring an injury, it should be Tyler.
Yeah.
Smith. Barring an injury. It's either Terrence Steele or Chuma Adoba.
It might be Chuma Edoga.
What the fuck is that? Like
terrible. He's a current Jaguar though. You know that
makes left tackle. Who's playing left?
He's like their swing tackle.
Okay.
Because it looks like it's not Tyler Guyton, who was their left tackle.
Okay.
Terrence Steele almost always plays right, so I'm guessing it's Chuma.
It is Chuma. Here we have 2nd and 7, fourth quarter with 35 seconds left. Okay, and the Cowboys are driving down 7. So this is the money drive here for the Cowboys.
And this is the reason why edge rushers make money.
Yes,
you can end games like this.
Quite literally. Rico is on his side. Wow. I mean,
just a power rap. Like there was nothing even sexy about that. He just legitimately. Again, this is like a divorce rep. Like he just gets under his pads, drives him directly backwards.
He's literally.
But the depth that he gets, like he's already to the 40. Like he's 6 yards back from where they started the play.
The impressive part to me too is like he's kind of bending, but also pushing at the same time.
Yes,
he's kind of like the flexibility combined with how he's still like usually if guys are not standing upright, your strength is going to diminish because you're bending, you're twisting, you're going to be using more of your upper arms instead of your lower body at the same time. But he does a good job of like he's bending but still like driving, which is
that hand placement. Jesus, by Chuma was so trash. Like watch him just go for the he just swings his arms outward.
He starts with like a bear. He's like going for a bear hug. Like, come here, boy. Like. Yeah, I don't know. It looked like he was about to give him a hug right there. Like, what are we doing? His hands are out
wide. What is that?
What are we doing, Chuma? Like,
he's a professional athlete, man. His hands are on his back.
At that point,
like
he should have just went to slap him, smack the fuck out of him. At that point,
just cut block him. Like, take your penalty, but like, it saves you some embarrassment. He gets driven directly backwards.
I mean, he was still handling Chuma while sacking Cooper.
Yeah,
one hand Chuma, one hand Cooper.
Like he almost always ends up like on their back.
That was a grown man rep.
That was a decent little rush by Murphy too, kind of like for his sake, collapse the pocket from all angles, and then just Trey just crushes him.
Yeah, Cooper had nowhere to go.
No, there was no escape lane because he can't move, and he's not moving up. He keeps like he sacks people so high, it's like he chokes them out every time he tackles them. Like immediately arm around the neck.
Look at this shit. What are we looking at here? He's literally got
like a legit like rear naked choke. like against the fence in UFC. Like he is just like
he got on his back. He literally's off the ground. I don't think his feet are on the ground.
No, he's making Cooper Rush carry like 270 pounds.
Yeah, he just jumped on his back, just like wrestling with your brother or something. You're trying to get him to the ground. And then he's just gonna like almost in a hip drop fashion, just take his weight and drop himself to the ground.
Yeah, just go fully backwards.
3.
Yeah, a pretty easy 3.
I mean, these are some insanely dominant reps. And I think it does matter who he's going against because I can just see it now. I can see comments and people, why? Why is there no footage for this? I can see people saying now, like, well, he's going against Chuma Edoga or Brandon Coleman, rookie tackle, or whoever else he's seen. Like,
they're pros.
They're still, yes. Like, I saw a clip of Bleak Neighbors on a podcast recently, and he was saying how in college, like, you could just see based on, like, the mannerisms of a player or a defensive back specifically, or what number he's wearing, or just kind of small stuff like this that made him think like, yeah, I'm going to dog his ass all night. And I'm going to get him. Like he's who I'm going after. And he said that he thought he'd be able to do that at the NFL level, but someone could be like a defensive back wearing like the number 42. And it's like, it don't matter what number he's wearing. It doesn't matter what he like he's still like that. And Neighbors was saying like,
yeah,
everyone is that good.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier too, because the Bills do a lot of great things, but God, their DB numbers are so bad every single time. Like, because I was looking at who got numbers today, and I was like, Harrison got 31. That's such like a weird number for like a rookie corner to have. Like, that's especially the one that's small. But yeah, like it doesn't matter what number, what drip people have. Like Tre'Davious White looks like he's like the most unathletic corner to ever exist, but then like for like 5-year span, he was dominating people.
Right. So
Here's a Cleveland Brown rep.
This is another Browns clip. So here we have.
That does not look like Wills.
We have Jack Conklin and
not Conklin.
Is it Poach?
Not he poaches his center. He's 55.
It's Jermaine Ifedi then.
It is definitely Ifedi. So we have David Njoku. It's basically supposed to be blocking Hendrickson here. It looks like they have two guys in the area.
This is early in the game. Top of second quarter. We have 7-0 Cleveland. So
is this the DTR era of the Browns?
Yes, it is. Oh. We have a DTR rep here.
Traded him for Pickett and a fifth.
That's a crazy trade. All right. Trey is hand the dirt. See if Njoku helps here. He doesn't.
Not even a little bit. And then didn't even get a hand on him, really.
I mean, what are we doing? Like, at least push him. Like, at least get out there and just, like, dive at him. Or trip him. like, do something else.
His face mask.
Like,
get a holding penalty. Like, he's lined up so inside. Like, he's going to do any... Like, look at that. Like, he's acting like he's not.
I don't know.
Like, look at his posture versus Conklin. Like, Conklin looks like he could shoot out there at a moment's notice. And then you look at Ifedi, who's like, his feet are like together.
That's what I was thinking. I just didn't know how
Conklin has like a huge frame. Conklin has a huge frame to like explode out and cover a lot of ground. Where like Ifedi is like, he looks like a guard there.
Yeah. Yeah, his first step is just like the smallest shuffle.
Yes, that's not going to do it, bro.
No, it's not.
He shows late hands like a receiver. And they're outside. Hendrickson goes completely under them, and they just smush DTR together.
Just looks like he's like the smallest.
Murphy also actually dominates. Murphy kind of just destroyed Conklin there.
It's
actually kind of nice to see. Like he just shoves Conklin immediately backwards, so DTR can't move. But Hendrickson with the far more dominant rep there to just like.
Yeah, I mean Miles had himself a rep there too, considering the opponent. Considering who we went against.
Conklin's much better than Jermaine Ifedi.
They're just threes.
We're just racking up threes here. Yeah.
No cleanup. Like if anybody was questioning the validity of Trey Hendrickson sack numbers or what he was doing, like I don't think you need to see anything else.
And you can talk about the competition all you want, but he's dominating them. Like so it's not like he's like struggling and barely beating them. Like he's making them look like eighth graders.
Literally.
So this is a Dan Moore, who just got paid hefty money by the Tennessee Titans. And this game is the exact reason why I laughed when they paid him that much money, because I saw how he got beat so badly in this game by Trey Hendrickson.
This we have halfway through the first quarter, 3rd and 7. So we have a passing down. There are 5 human beings within like a 3-yard span. So, and then there's Trey.
there are like 6 people within the same like 3 gaps, and then Trey Hendrickson has like 4 of them. This is ridiculous looking. What the fuck what am I looking at?
The normal.
That was the Akeem Davis Gaither starting linebacker era. So this was a little bit more of like an actual cleanup.
Yeah, this
was more just like a good contain, decent rep by Dan Moore actually to start. Like he actually gets hands on him.
This is just average fucking Russell Wilson pocket.
This is just
That's what's going on here.
Like nothing was open and he freaked out.
Oh my god! Like
Hendrickson had got a little bit of depth, freaked Russell Wilson out, and then he just started running around in circles, like turned
literally.
His back.
Like the pocket's fine. It's really not bad.
You take a step back.
Right here, he could stand tall here and be fine. But
no, I mean, like no one was open yet. But like,
what made him freak out? Like Freiermuth. I guess Pratt was probably clogging that.
Either way, just like calm yourself. You'll be okay.
No, like this is the kind of rep from Russell Wilson that had me saying I would have rather had Jacoby over him before the Steelers signed Russell. Like I would rather have Jacoby Brissett over Russell Wilson for this kind of
Brissett would stand there and either just get hit while he throws or like throw an incomplete pass. You know, he might like try and throw that ball to Freiermuth. It'd probably be incomplete, but like you're not gonna get a stupid 8-yard sack out of it.
I mean, it's just...
this is more just effort by Hendrickson and Osai than anything on top of good coverage. Good coverage by Pratt. Good job by, I think that's Cam Taylor-Britt coming down hard on the check down, which Russell probably wanted to hit.
Yes, he definitely wanted to hit that. I think that's where his eyes went.
I'll give that a 1 because that was mostly coverage and Russell Wilson being dumb.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, Dan Moore didn't do terrible on that rep.
I made a video, I think you saw it, about Cam Ward and my worries. We also talked about it on the podcast last week. Like, I'm just concerned for Cam Ward. Like, he to me is not a good enough prospect to just take a bad team out of the mud early.
No.
And they're bad. The offensive line is not better. The weapons are not good. Like, there's just nothing attractive. Like, they have Tony Pollard, who's a year older. Like, there's nothing attractive about this offense.
I just want to see Tyjae Spears unleash. So it was a good rep, ultimately, by Trey. It just wasn't a bad one by Dan Moore.
Yeah.
He loses some ground, finds an anchor, but then just kind of loses Trey because Trey's just sprinting around.
Yeah. And it's like tough for Dan Moore. Just in Dan Moore's situation, you're trying to protect the quarterback, of course, but when your quarterback is like bouncing around like a rabbit and you don't know where he is behind you, it makes it so tough. Like, you don't know where he is, so you don't know what you have to protect. And that's probably, when your back is turned to him, that's what probably is happening with Dan. It's like
poor Andrew Thomas has to deal with that this year.
Another Steelers rep. This is late fourth quarter, 4 minutes up in the fourth quarter. The Bengals are up 5. The Steelers are outside the red zone.
And this was the game that would have gotten the Bengals to the playoffs if the Broncos lost. So this was a really, really big game. They had to win this. And this was like the final stretch. It's like the second to last drive for the Steelers. So really big drive in teetering on the red zone.
And that's where Trey comes in.
Jesus. Yeah. Like, look at the bend. He tackled him sideways. Like, his body was horizontal. Comes in, gets under him immediately.
Yes. The hand fighting again. It's like they're so active. There's not a second where his hands aren't chopping or swimming or punching.
Very rare to use. Does anyone ever get their hands on Trey Hendrickson's shoulder pads, like inside? Like, they're almost always outside or like on top.
And Dan Moore's not there. Like, he gets out.
No.
He does open the gate. He opened the gate a little bit fast.
He opened the gate way too early.
Yeah. So he did
I think that he was just trying to mirror him, but also just didn't have the foot speed. And then had a good second effort, I guess. But yeah.
Our last sack here is another pretty big one. This is 24 seconds left, 2nd and 7. The Steelers are down by just 2 points, and they are knocking on the door of field goal range. I don't know how many timeouts they had, but this was the biggest
rep of the game. Really, this is like the most important defensive snap of the Bengals season. Like, the playoffs were on the line here. They had to win this game to get a shot.
And he's going up against Dan Moore again.
With Najee on the left side, who just disregarded that completely. Under 2 seconds.
I don't know how I feel about that one. Like, where's Russell going?
I don't know. Like, it was a quick rep. He was going to win regardless. I think he saw like the small escape window and tried to get through.
Yeah.
But Trey will tackle you while he's still engaged. Like Dan Moore is on his back at this point. Like, he's still engaged with the block, but Trey Hendrickson is so strong that he can sack you while he's engaged with a block.
Wow. Yeah. That's still a 3, regardless of whatever.
Yeah, it was just the quickness that he got back there. Like, again, I say it every time, but he's always the deepest one in the backfield. Like, him and the tackle usually have to share the same depth. And he gets the tackle turned sideways almost every single time. Like, they are even here. Like he's deeper than the tackle is almost every single time. And then we'll just shoot through immediately.
It's like the thing that Dan Moore has done twice is I feel like he gets out there, but he doesn't get far out enough. Like,
no, he is out far, but Hendrickson just takes him into the deep water.
Right. Like, he just instead of kind of taking that circular kind of like arc, he more so kind of just like, I don't even know what to call that. Just kind of like,
he tries to just wall you off. Like, he tries to just create a wall here.
Right.
And I do think part of it also is just like Hendrickson is really strong, gets completely under him. So you can't really push a guy if he's under you. And Hendrickson gets underneath of his arms. At this point, it's a borderline hold at this point. Again, though, with the really wide arms, like we keep saying this from tackles, and it's really important. Like, his arms are going completely outward. So Hendrickson and all of his power is in your chest. And like, at that point, he can just shove you forward, which he does.
It's not even his arm. Like, he has his whole left shoulder underneath the arms in Dan Moore's chest.
Yeah, so he just collapses him at this point, like a little later in the rep. Gets his whole arm through. He's basically under Dan Moore at this point. Like Dan Moore's literally on his back.
Wow.
Pretty quick win in like the biggest rep of the year. Russell tries to squeak through because he felt the pressure coming, but was unable to. Again, they have Joseph Osai playing defensive tackle. They have 4 edge rushers on the field here. What the hell am I looking at?
Oh, yeah, they do.
Cedric Johnson, Miles Murphy, Joseph Osai. And they have 4 defense. There's not a single player on that field heavier than 280. Like this is the kind of shit I hate from Lou Anarumo, but it worked from a Hendrickson perspective, I guess. So Cedric Johnson had a little pressure there too, but not much.
I guess
Trey again, icing the game.
Yeah, I guess I can't fault Russell for this as much because I mean, Trey does come flying.
He was about to get sacked. Like, he was literally about to get sacked here. And Cedric Johnson came at him pretty quick from the inside, beat the double team.
That's true. Just once again, another instance where he's dealing with a tackle, but also managing one arm.
Well, usually, like when the edge has outside leverage, like you can squeak through here. You just have to beat Osai there, pulling the defensive tackle. But yeah, it's not very often that the edge rusher can tackle you through the tackle.
And that was as dominant of a showing
yes.
from Trey Hendrickson as I think we could have seen. Like, it was just domination time and time again.
Well, it poses one question that I really had. After watching how dominant he was, and after seeing how well the Bills retooled their team, would you rather have gone the route of taking a guy like TJ Sanders, attacking heavy in the draft, Landon Jackson, getting like Michael Hoyt, like retooling that way, or would you rather have just had the dominant player in Trey Hendrickson?
I think it depends on the compensation and, just how much would it cost to get him, plus how much he would have wanted to be paid. We still don't know that number. I want to say blindly yes, because just based on that alone is enough to say, yeah, I want him on my football team, and I don't care what it takes, whether you're the Bills or the Browns or the Bengals. Any team as good or bad as it gets, that's the type of player you want on your team. I think the only reason I would say maybe not is because he is just old. Like we talked about it. He's 30.
Like 30, yeah.
So it is concerning how much you'd have to give him for that 1 to 2 year window. And so honestly, fuck it. I want him. I don't care. Take him. I was firmly of the belief that the Bills specifically were in the perfect position to go get a guy like this. There's no reason for me to change my mind. It's just is a constant issue with this team is being able to get a quarterback on the ground and getting consistent pressure. I mean, Trey Hendrickson is exactly that.
Like, even as much as I love Greg Rousseau, I love Joey Bosa, like, they're not dominant in the way they win. Like, they can be dominant against the run, and they'll have dominant moments. But like when you have one guy in isolation 5 yards out from the edge rusher because he's about to just destroy his family, like that's a different level of winning that like you can rely on, as opposed to Greg Rousseau, who's just a really good football player in his own way. But like the flashes of dominance from Trey Hendrickson are just stupid, which is why he led the league in every pass rush metric there was last year.
It just feels like Brandon Beane is constantly playing Moneyball. It's like at some point you just spend. Like, I had a theory the other day while listening to my local radio. I'm old. That Brandon Beane, if we were in a situation where Brandon Beane had to rebuild this team all over again, he would be he'd have it done in 2 years, because he does such a good job of grabbing a player that is going to help the team almost every single round of every draft he's been in. Like, there have been misses. There haven't been stars a lot of the time necessarily, but there always are contributors across the board. If I'm the Bills and I have Brandon Beane as my general manager, I would, take advantage of that and go all in on a player like Trey Hendrickson, and then let Brandon Beane rebuild and retool after the fact and, recoup however you had to because of the compensation you lost, because Brandon Beane could do that. So
I very well, like, I was going to say, I agree with you 1,000%. I think almost predictively with the way he works that Dorian Strong will probably even be the best corner in this draft out of them. Like the way that they work, Maxwell Harrison will do nothing because their first round pick, like Kyer Elam, like trash can. But the later round guys, like getting Rasul Douglas, who people thought was like a practice squad warrior, ended up being a really good corner. Like Christian Benford from Villanova, no one thought he'd do anything. Comes in wearing like 47 and like is an All-Pro corner. And then like Dorian Strong from Virginia Tech, 6th-round pick, is somehow going to end up being an All-Pro. Like that's just the way they work.
I am fairly confident Dorian Strong. Fairly confident is strong to say, but I'm more confident than I should be that Dorian Strong could end up being the best defensive back the Bills got from this class.
It's possible.
Just
it's
because
possible.
of how it goes.
Yeah, like he's bigger, like he's a little bit more experienced. Like I could definitely see it happening, but I don't know. It'd be a lot nicer if they had Trey Hendrickson, but
well, I guess I'd ask you this question as a Bengals fan. What would the compensation have to be for you to be like, okay, yeah, it made sense that we dealt Trey?
Like compensation in terms of like so if we traded him,
yeah,
a 1st-round pick, really. Like I know he's older, but like he's a version of old where like it works. Like he's like a Jared Allen level old, where it's like a guy that was never like the most explosive player. He just was so gritty, was so tough, had so much effort, was technically good with his hands. Like that kind of stuff can win you for a long time. Whereas people that kind of rely on athleticism and speed to win, those guys can kind of like, I don't know, degrade quickly. But Hendrickson has shown zero signs of slowing down, especially if you do it like in like a 2 to 3 year contract.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would like to keep Trey on the team, and I think a 1st-round pick would definitely be warranted, especially after watching how dominant he was in like all of their biggest games.
Absolutely. Like, yeah, if you had any doubts about the type of player Trey Hendrickson is, I think people unfortunately will just, they look at a guy like Trey and they're like, yeah, but he doesn't stop the run very well. And that's why he's not Max Crosby or he's not Myles Garrett or TJ Watt. It's like at some point you just have to respect the craft of rushing the passer and how important that is as a value.
Yeah. He's an average run defender. He's not terrible. It's not like he's out like a liability just getting bullied out there. Like he's an average run defender and possibly right now the best pass rusher in the NFL. So like take that what you will. I'd rather have the best pass rusher in the NFL statistically and a average run defender than a great run defender that can't hit the quarterback. Like getting to the quarterback is the most important part of an edge rusher.
Mm-hmm.
He does it more than anybody. It's not even sacks; it's pressures too. Like,
yep,
he's leading in all the categories. So, yeah, I definitely place him in that top 5 echelon pretty easily.
Oh, without question. I think I think you'd have to be hating. you have to hate the way he looks or something because
I do, but like.
Well, that will be the end of the Trey Hendrickson sack evaluation. We gave him 3s for almost every sack. He got 2 2s and 1 1, I believe, is really the only lower than 3 numbers he got. So that's whatever that math is. There were 16 sacks. He had 2 2s and 1 1. So someone in the comments somewhere do the math on that.
It might be, mathematically impossible for any other edge rusher to beat that.
Yeah.
Because they would have, there might be one other guy that has to get all 3s in order to catch up to that number.
It would be a score of 44.
44?
So 44 points for Trey Hendrickson. Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we end up doing a few more of these, with TJ Watts, Myles Garrett, some of the other top edge rushers, Kyle Van Noy, I know he had like 15 sacks. So like eventually we can kind of add up the scores of some of these guys, with our consensus grade and kind of see how they actually did. I'm sure there's some guys that only had 9 sacks, but they were all 3s. So that might boost their score up. Maybe someone like Van Noy had a bunch of half sacks that got him that high, which would get him a bunch of 1s. So it'll be kind of cool to see how this unfolds and if we do any other positions as well.
But if you want to see a player, is essentially what I'm saying, let us know down in the comments and we can take that into consideration. But as always, if you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, share. Go check out all of our socials down in the description. Be sure to check out individual socials in the description. We'll see you in episode 31.